And every Monday we talk about the University of Excellence, Management and Business. And we have joining us once again Dr. Stanley Paul. And this morning he's here with the General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union and an MBA student across at the University of Excellence, Management and Business, Coretta McDonald. Good morning, everybody. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning to you and good morning to your listening
Thank you for
audience.
having me this morning.
Great to have you back here this morning. So, Dr. Paul, I want to start off with you because there have been several programs, or there are several programs, over 90 programs that you've been talking about. And I know there's a specific focus on the education programs, especially for our teachers. So let's begin there about what's available and how soon some of these programs are going to be rolled out.
Well, this morning we're going to look at the bachelor's degree in education, management, and leadership that is, in my humble opinion, I believe is better suited for students coming out of CPCE in the sense that CPCE will have already exposed them to the pedagogy of education, and my bachelor's degree in education, management, and leadership will expose them to a crucial and critical aspect of management and leadership of education. So we have this top-up program for persons who graduated at CPCE with the trained teacher certificate as well as the associate degree, where they would only do 2 years with us, and then they would graduate with a bachelor's degree in education, management, and leadership. Because we know that it's new teachers, and I'm always very cognizant of persons' income, we have packaged the program in a way that persons who are interested in this program can pay $20,000 per month. And it's done fully online. We have live classes, so it don't matter wherever they are, whether in Guyana or overseas. It doesn't matter. It's done fully online. We have live classes, all of which are recorded, so if they miss or late, it's not an issue. And we have the class material, the syllabi that is posted in the classroom, so they could even use it as a self-study. And again, it goes without saying, I think the whole of Guyana aware now that we are the only, first and only tertiary degree granting institution with multiple accreditation. So we're encouraging persons to make use of the opportunity that we're giving them.
And I know teachers will be happy to hear about this because, you go to work, you work with students all day, and, to then leave school and run up to the university, and, they can do this in the comfort of their home in the afternoon, in the evenings,
Exactly.
Work along with those lecturers.
Exactly. And I want to point out a crucial point as well. Our programs would help them to become rounded, because if you've already thoroughly exposed to the pedagogy of education by CPC, I see very little wisdom outside of the points I previously advanced at the next interview. I see very little wisdom in continuing to deal with a degree that essentially focuses on pedagogy. At some point in time in your career, you must have some sort of ambition and aspiration, and to do justice to those goal and aspiration and ambition, you need to have some form of formal training in the education, management, and leadership aspect of education.
Yeah. Now, I know there are different programs being offered out there. There's the Gold Initiative, and they're offering several programs under that initiative. What makes this one different? What makes what you're offering better as against what may be offered out there?
I refuse to answer that, but I would say this. The reason why I refuse to answer that is that this Guyana we're dealing with. And Guyana is known to be very vindictive and spiteful. And
you ain't taking set up.
No, I don't really want. Sometimes you got to pick your enemy wisely. So at this point in time, I don't really want to attract any animosity. But suffice it to say that our program has no strings attached. If you do our program, there's no strings attached. There's no hidden agenda. Our program not only is accredited, but our program, the quality of which, in terms of the language barrier, etc., is impeccable.
And so that's an advantage then.
Yeah, and I think generally, given the amount of person goals supposed to be catering for, I still believe that there's a substantial market for us. And I would urge person, look, if you could afford to pay for your education, pay $20,000 a month, pay for your education. So when you pay for your education, you can do whatever you want with your education. If you want to migrate, any part of the world, traditionally Guyanese migrate. I'm not encouraging persons to migrate, but those are the option, because if you live in any place and you're not getting an income that could afford you to live happy, right? Well, then I say, go. You see? Go. So our degree will equip you to do just that.
And that's an important thing. I want to bring in Coretta McDonald right now from the Guyana Teachers Union, and she's here because she's also a student across at U.E.M.B. Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Gordon. I am great. I'm all excited. You know, we're having the sitting of Parliament this morning to look at the budget that was presented last week. But more so, I'm happy because of the this new school that is there now, that you can sit in your own homes in your own comfort between the hours of 6:30 and 9 in your own home in the evenings to do what you have to do in terms of furthering your education, in terms of professional development. This is good for me because, you know, I am quite busy. I'm here, there, and everywhere. And those hours will work just fine for me. As a matter of fact, what is more advantageous in terms of doing this program? One, the language. I don't have a difficulty with the language. Two, the hours are within my range. Three, the program is also the classes, as a matter of fact, they're being recorded. So even if I'm late, I can catch up. If I'm absent, I can always go to the recording and fall in line in terms of what is happening there. And last but not least, this program offers me the opportunity to pay at my own comfort, let me say that, where I don't have to worry about finding all this lump sum of money to pay. I can pay monthly, and even if the sum that is offered for me to pay monthly, even if I can't afford that, then I can pay in two parts during that month. And even if I lapse, I can make up in the following month. And so this is why I'm excited about this program. More than that, it offers teachers and public servants across this country the opportunity not only to further their studies, but to be able to market themselves locally and overseas. I am not agitating for us to educate, train, and train to export. But the thing is, the accreditation that this school offers, it's a wide range. And that is what is important for many, many of us. That is what is important for me.
You've been involved in the education sector for many years. You're the General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union. You're with the GTUC also. You're also a member of Parliament that's shadowing the education sector. So for teachers, this would be a program that you'd want to encourage them to examine and to look at to fit into their furthering their studies.
Well, definitely. You know, teachers, we have an issue where in the education sector, and this has been there for a while, where there's a quota system for teachers attending university. And this school offers you the opportunity to go at your own time in the evening. So you don't have to be bothered about the quota system in school, where even though some of the programs are done online, you'll still have to get time off to write exams and all of that. So this program offers you that kind of comfort to be at home and to upgrade your educational level.
And Dr. Paul, of course, are persons who may be thinking about enrolling for one of the many programs being offered by your university. They'll want to know about the quality of those who will be teaching them. See if you can dig into that a bit, because I know that is something persons are going to be asking questions about too.
Nice question. The thing about it, one of the bragging right of being accredited. Let me even talk about ASIC, which is a UK government recognized accrediting body that we are accredited by. Let us talk about National Accreditation Council. One of the privilege of being accredited, not just register, is that you have to demonstrate by way of contracts, CV, etc., that you have the faculty to deliver the program. And this faculty is not somebody teaching a master's degree with a master's degree. The person must have a higher degree, and as part of our policy, U.E.M.B policy, you must also have publication. And we are very strict with that. That's one of our pride and joy, that we have world-class faculty. And if I may add this, another benefit as well is to have these accreditation with these world-class and membership with these world-class accrediting body. It gives you access to a pool of world-class lectures. You would be surprised that we have lectures from Harvard and Oxford and these things on our database that we can access them anytime we want. So when it comes to lecture and so forth, we are very, very strong with that.
Yeah. As we get ready to wrap up, let's turn a bit of attention to those teachers who might be in the system, but for whatever reason, they may not have been able to further their education, but they've been in the system for 20 years, 25 years. How can they enroll in these courses? What programs do you have geared towards them? And secondly, there might be persons in the education sector, but they're not teachers, they're administrators, they might be a secretary or an education official, and they were thinking about furthering their education too. So what programs might you have
Good.
that targets
I
them?
I love the question. In the case of education and law, and even engineering and so forth, those are qualifications that, in my humble opinion, may listen to. I believe that the matriculation should not be compromised.
Yeah.
And therefore, we don't have any matriculation exemption for those persons. Because if somebody haven't demonstrated proficiency in maths and English, then you can't skip them and allow them to be teaching people. What are they going to be teaching people? Ignorance. So we, however, have a advanced diploma that is accredited by National Accreditation Council and awarded by EDUQUAL, as well as we have a high school diploma that would nicely capture those persons. Where the high school diploma comprises maths, English, or principal minor, and principal business. It moves the student from grade 9 to grade 11. So I think that qualification in high school diploma would nicely capture those persons, and then they could matriculate onto the bachelor's degree. But in terms of giving them any exemption for education, law, and you know, we don't offer medical, but for those programs, I am totally against giving persons access to those qualifications without having the foundation. Business is something quite different.
And for those persons who, as I mentioned, they may not be teachers, but they're working in the field of education, they can also.
Yes, they can also access. They can access program based on mature student route, but not the education, management, and leadership, neither the law program.
Okay. And Ms. McDonald, I know, as an educator and someone in the field, this is something that you would recommend for teachers and other persons in the field of education.
Yes, of course, and that is why I'm actually here, because this program offers me the opportunity to not only be able to manage in education, but in the classroom, as a matter of fact, but to be able to manage at an administrative level. Very often we find persons having qualifications, but in terms of the management aspect of it and leadership, that's where there's quite a lot of deficiency there. And this program here gives you the opportunity to be a rounded student. More than that, this program offers you, and I think Dr. Paul mentioned this, for teachers who are interested and they don't have the requisite qualification, this program offers a top-up, so that you can come in what we call back then the foundation base. So you can come in there, have your foundation base, and then you move on to the actual program. And so I want to urge teachers across Guyana to take hold of the opportunity that now awaits you. As a matter of fact, I'm not like Dr. Paul, who wants to pick his fights wisely. I pick them anyhow. We've had some issues with our students who are on the gold program. They've complained about the hours that they have to be up, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the mornings, 1 o'clock in the mornings. They have to be up because of the time difference. With this program, you don't have to worry about that. And so teachers, when you would have completed your day at 3:30, you get home at 4, you relax from 4 to 5:45, and then you start saddling up for 6:30 class. So come on board, let's all ensure that we are educated and that we move our statuses up, and that we put some more pressure on the government so that they'll have to find the monies to pay us when we upgrade our professional status.
All right, thanks a lot.
If I just add to what Ms. McDonald said, we have a lot of students switch from gold and coming over to do program with us. And when you ask them why would you switch to come over and then you have to pay, they would say things like the language barrier. They would say things like they were left in a classroom to their own devices, the response rate from supervisor and so forth. When you look at the student to lecture ratio is like 400 to 1 and so. So they said no, they leave and they prefer to come and pay.
And of course, University of Excellence Management and Business, they're located at the Christian Low Labor College. That's right down there on Wilford Avenue. You can call them at 681-3434, 618-3434, 225-1395, or you can also try 225-1397 for more details on the programs being offered. You can also visit their website at uemb.edu.gy. That's uemb.edu.gy. Check them out on Facebook, or check out the website, University of Excellence Management and Business. Thanks a lot, Dr. Paul. Thanks a lot, Ms. McDonald. Hope you have a great day today. I like National Award. You really
Before we go, let me just add that the school also offers a student the opportunity to do 2 programs at the same time.
Nice.
If you're qualified, you can enlist to do 2 programs at the same time. And in addition to that, you have all the resource materials made available to you free of cost. So you don't have to worry that you're going to have to go somewhere to look for a textbook or some resource document, and then you find the pages torn out. You have all the resource material there made available to you. So come on board and let's do and ensure that we educate ourselves so that we can move this nation.
All right. Thanks a lot for being here this morning. Thanks a lot, folks. Have a good day
Thank you
today.
so much.
Again, you can contact the University of Excellence Management and Business on 681-3434. You can also try 225-1397 to 9.